Hi, I'm saying hello to the Greek. Oh boy, what am I doing? To the stroke survivor community from Aaron Avila's group. And there was a special request by some of the members in a comment stream asking for maybe a brief tutorial on some of the do's and don'ts and how-tos and so forth when it comes to being in a hangout or being in a live stream. Because there are some things that are characteristic of just Hangouts, and there are some things that are characteristic of all live streaming. So what we were talking about hopefully doing this Friday is have a get-together with several members of the community who just want to hang out and meet each other and connect. And I think it's a great idea. That's one of the things that first things that I had in mind was getting people together so we can meet and greet and get to know each other. And when you're sitting in a hangout, you do get to know each other very well. It's really a miraculous thing. So I'm going to be helping people do this, hopefully. It's something that I teach as a profession, and I'm giving it to the community here to share with you so that maybe the people and the constituents within the community can find great value and benefit and maybe connect more, communicate more, express themselves more, get help, offer help, and so forth via these hangouts. It's okay to chat with people and do that, but if you really want to see the reaction of someone's face when the light bulb hits and you've given them something of value and it's like, ding, as you see the look on their face like, wow, that was really cool. It's very rewarding. And we like to see more of that and help you experience more of that, be able to share with other people, et cetera, et cetera. So the people who have been inquiring, and I don't know if everybody will make it because the time slot's going to be difficult enough as it is, and not everyone's in the best of health, including me. But if you can make it, I'd appreciate that if you can maybe make an effort to join us, and it'll be really fun getting to know you. So Richard Shuping and I were the first two to talk about it. Then Tamara Keller happened to mention that, yeah, she wanted to be in on it if possible. And Katie Papasavas, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. We're gonna get that straight though. You're gonna teach me how to pronounce your name. And Cheryl, I think is Cheryl Boxer, Dominica Webster. That's another name I'm gonna have to get clear on. And Rebecca Hensley Avila, I most certainly know who you are. So those are the people that we're talking to right now, but it's only going to be limited to the number of people. I think it's 10 that'll fit into a hangout. And even if we have a full green room and conversation going, 100 people can be watching at the same time. It will be live on YouTube and be able to be seen that way. But anyway, that's describing what we're going to be doing. What the people asked me for were a few hints of practices and protocols. So they have a bit of a tutorial on how to get into the Hangout. First of all, I will be sending a URL that is a link that goes directly to the Hangout. And anybody that has a Google account, doesn't have to be Google Plus, it's just Google, any kind of Google account. So if you got Gmail or a Google account of any kind, you'll be able to click and go right in. Then if you have a camera and a microphone either built into your computer or separate attachments like what I've got here, like what I've got, then you can be in the Hangout. But there are better ways and lesser ways to be in the Hangouts, and I'll describe them, the basics to you now. First of all, there are some basic protocols that are involved in Hangouts. So if you start doing these yourself, these are some things to keep in mind. So I'm going to go really fast over them, and we'll cover them more. Or if you have any questions, that would be great. Number one, always ask permission before you send a live stream invitation. It's like a phone call people don't have to answer. But when you send a video call, it's intimidating, and people don't want to answer right away, because what if they've got their makeup half done or they're brushing their teeth? They can't just answer the phone call. So you want to make sure that people are ready before you initiate the connection in video calling. So make sure everyone in the green room has been introduced to each other. That's an important one. So something to remember, that it is an open conversation, but the Hangout, because of the microphone setup and the way the mechanism works, it's not a normal conversation. So the camera selecting the person who's going to be shown on screen is auto-selective according to who's got the loudest voice, basically. So we want to pay attention to that and make sure that everyone's getting a chance to speak. And we're just kind of being nice to each other. That's all. So yeah, you want to make sure that we take our time with that. And we basically have it like one person should speak at a time. And I know that the people in the stroke survivor community are very nice people. I'm not really worried about it, but we need to speak these things out anyway. And when you do come into the green room, because there'll be so many people in the green room, there's going to be a mechanism where you can actually click and mute yourself, and we'll show everybody how that's done. But when you mute yourself, because although we can see you, if you cough or something into the microphone, if you sneeze, cough, shout at your neighbor, whatever, the microphone, the camera selection is going to grab you and show you. So if someone's speaking and then you cough or something like that, the camera shifts to you, and it's just a little bit rude, inconsiderate for the person who's delivering some kind of information to be interrupted by the camera automatically switching. So if you're not the one delivering, we should keep our microphones on mute. So and then if people want to speak, you basically raise a hand, or there's an internal chat, and we'll show you how to use it, where you say, "May I speak?" or "I'm next," or something, and we'll develop a way of communication that everybody can agree with and be comfortable with, and that's how we'll do it. So basically, again, because there's so many people in the group, we don't want any one person dominating the microphone or pretending that they're host or something, and they're the other side of every conversation, so that you don't want to say things like aha, and have your mic on, or oh yeah, comment in between the lines when someone else is speaking, because the camera shifts to you, and that's very rude, again, to the person delivering whatever they're who has a conch, so to speak, or has the conch. We'll have to talk about how to pronounce that word. It's the cone that allowed the people to speak in the Lord of the Flies. Anyway, so anyway, no domination or speaker centricity. What I try to do as a host is make sure that everybody gets a chance to speak, and I have a tendency to mouth off pretty much myself, but I really try to curtail that in lieu of the other guests, the other people. Everyone's getting a chance to speak, and we have plenty of patience for those who are willing to be with us in the green room and speak. So as we're in the green room, we all want to watch out for the other people who haven't got a chance to speak or are constantly waving their hands like, my turn, my turn. We have to, bring it up and say, hey, Harold hasn't had a chance to speak, or Molly hasn't had a chance to speak. Well, let's hear what she has to say. And I'll be perfectly willing to do that, and everybody gets a chance. So I've already covered with three or more people in the green room. It's not like a one-on-one conversation, so the ahas and yas need to be kept at a minimum. And also I know it's kind of like we acknowledge another person so that they know that we're listening to them, right? But in a green room, it's not like that. It's just a little bit of an annoyance if the camera's switching. So I think that you understand that now. So another thing is, whoever starts the Hangout, and that will be me for Friday, has the ability to whitebox anybody. So if whiteboxing is a specific ability to click and go with a person and keep them focused on the camera capture. So if someone's delivering a presentation, I can whitebox them, and no matter if someone else's microphone is on or not, the camera will stay on the one speaker that I have designated. So I may do that from time to time. If somebody has something focused that they're delivering, we ask them, please, speak about this and tell us your experience. I might whitebox them until they finish their part, and then I'll unwhitebox them and then let it go until someone else has something focused that they want to say. So we might be doing that. Now, aside from that, there are some things that happen to us that are problematic to the system. And that's why we ask that everybody use earbuds or a headset of some kind. Here's the reason. There are two reasons that people get echo or feedback while they're in a Hangout. One is that they simply have something else playing, like if we're in a Hangout, if we get in the green room Hangout, and they're watching the Hangout live on YouTube or somewhere else that is streaming, there's a delay between the time we speak in the green room and the time it's produced live. So if they do that, then what happens is we speak here and then it speaks to us there a few seconds later. And believe me, it's not easy to control what you're saying and what you're hearing when you're talking back at yourself from a video. So what we have to do is go into the video of the monitoring or the watching and turn the sound off. Then we have the live interaction, which we will all be able to hear with our headphones and so forth. And then the video we can watch, or we can see what's going on in the green room, and it won't interfere with that. But we want to make sure that that echo is not happening. Now, the second way that echo is very, very predominant, and actually these are not typical echo concepts. These are echo effects, but it's not how echo actually happens in real life, or traditionally the concept of echo is not quite like this. But when we have speakers on, we're at our computers, and our computers have speakers, especially in the case of laptops, and the sound is coming out of the speakers so we can hear. But what happens is the sound comes out of the speakers and feeds back into the microphone that we are also speaking in. Now, one-on-one, if you're Skyping with a friend or having a video call with someone and it's just one-on-one, the odds of there being echo are very, very slim. I do not know why. Not exactly, but it has to do with the technology. And as soon as you have 3 or more people, the problem is magnified greatly. So when you have speakers on, so in other words, you can hear what's going on without having headphones on, and then you've got speakers on, and then that is problematic for the feedback, because what it is the sound of the speakers producing feeds back into the microphone with a slight delay. So all of a sudden you're listening and then you're speaking it yourself with a slight delay, and this is very, I don't know anyone that can function like that. Some people might, but my brain doesn't work like that. So that's the concept there. Well, when you have a laptop and you plug in earbuds or a headset like this, the thing about it is, as soon as you plug the headset in, the earbuds or the headset, it usually automatically cancels the internal speakers in lieu of the earbuds. And so that's why if you plug in your earbuds and use those, chances are you're not going to get echo effect if you've also shut off all the other opportunities for playback so that you don't have that happening. So that's the best way to eliminate the feedback. And those are the 2 most common ways that you get feedback, is those 2 things there. So please use earbuds or headphones, and you can use the microphones on the headphones if you want, like that, or you can use a microphone, separate microphone, that works too. We won't get into the details of that. That's something that I'd be more than happy to help you with and counsel anyone that's trying to improve the sound a little bit and do a little better with that, there are many ways to improve your sound, and it's not near as expensive as people think. But anyway, that's for eliminating the feedback noise. Let's see if there's anything else. Excuse me, just a couple of notes regarding camera use. Oh, well, one more thing on the microphone. The microphone should be about fingertip about this far from your face, and it should be pointed at your mouth. Instead of pointing the mouth at the camera, point the camera at your mouth. And usually, for most cameras, they have what is called a cardioid pattern. You don't have to speak into them. You don't have to be hovering over the mic or speaking into the mic like this just to get good sound. Chances are it's going to sound just fine if you're anywhere near. You don't have to be, focused on the microphone itself. As long as the microphone is pointed at your mouth. Let's see. There's one or two last things. Lighting is very important when it comes to the cameras and so forth. And you'll find that most laptops don't have the best cameras, but the same thing that applies to a separate camera also applies to laptop camera. And a couple of the basics are you should have the natural source of light coming in your windows or whatever. That should be in front of you. Don't sit with your windows behind you. Preferably, you look like you're on the witness protection program or something. And it's better if it's in front of you. People can see your face better. And if you have lighting, make sure it's hopefully balanced lighting with sources coming from both sides. Otherwise, you'll get a gleam on one side and nothing on the other, shadow on the other. So you can kind of pay some attention to your lights. If you're in a dark place and you put too bright a light on yourself, you're going to glow in the dark. It'll show as a bright reflection. So that's something to avoid too. If you're wearing glasses, there's not much you can do about the reflection, except for if you want to hold your head just right so that there's no reflection. Personally, I don't worry about it much. I think that's most of the information. If you're wearing earbuds with a microphone built-in combo, you may have additional problems, and we'll talk about those things. I think that's most of the information. But if you have a specific situation that you would like to ask me about, I probably have the answer for you or can help you achieve a solution. So just reach out and ask me. I'd be glad to meet with you in a Hangout or a Skype or wherever, and we can talk about how to improve your situation and what you can do to make yourself sound a little better, have a better experience. So let me know if you'd like my help. More than happy to help you out. So that's the basics of it. I'm going to keep this as short as I can, although it's already too long. But this I made specifically for the stroke survivors community. And hopefully this is going to help us have a hangout this weekend on Friday. Tentatively planned for Friday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 4 p.m. UK time. So we've got people from those three areas at least, and maybe in between, except I hope you're not in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Well, you might be on an island. But anyway, we're going to meet together this week and hopefully try this out and be the first of many hangouts where we get to know each other and have little get-togethers. So thank you very much. My name is Roland, and I'll be signing off. I'm just sitting in a bit for Aaron this week. I'm amazed that he can keep himself away, but he will be probably coming back, and we'll see him soon. He might even join us Friday, and sounds like maybe even Rebecca might even join us Friday. You never know. But I would like to have a get-together. I don't want anyone to be missing out on the opportunity to connect with us. If their need is there, or if you just want to connect for any reason whatsoever, love to do it. So we'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much, and hope to see you Friday. Bye-bye.